Imagine you're hunting alone in the Colombian cloud forest. The mist is thick. You hear a woman crying for help. Por favor, ayúdame. Please help me. You follow the voice deeper into the jungle. There she is. A beautiful woman in a tattered dress, leaning against a tree, seemingly injured. Her face is stunning. Her voice is desperate. Every instinct tells you to help her. You approach, she smiles at you. A grateful, relieved smile. And then she turns around. You see her back. And below, she only has one leg. The other ends in a bloody stump. No, wait, not a stump. A horse's hoof. Black, sharp, digging into the earth. Her smile widens into something inhuman. Her eyes turn blood red. This is La Patasola, the one-legged vampire of Colombia. For centuries, she's lured men deep into the forests, where their screams are never heard. Tonight, you'll learn why Colombian men still fear entering the jungle alone. La Patasola's legend originates in the Andean regions of Colombia, particularly in the departments of Antioquia, Caldas, and Tolima. The name itself tells her story. Pata means leg or foot, and Sola means alone or single. She is the woman with one leg, but she wasn't always a monster. The most common origin story dates back to colonial times, the 1600s or 1700s. There was a beautiful woman named Rosa, married to a wealthy landowner. She lived on a remote hacienda deep in the jungle. Her husband was often away for months, traveling to Bogota or other cities on business. Rosa was left alone with the workers on the plantation. During one of her husband's long absences, Rosa began an affair with one of the laborers, a passionate, forbidden love. But in that era, adultery by a woman was considered one of the worst sins imaginable, especially for a woman of Rosa's class, with an indigenous or mestizo lover. The scandal would be devastating. When her husband returned unexpectedly, he discovered the affair. He found Rosa and her lover together. His rage was uncontrollable. In some versions, he killed the lover immediately. In others, he forced Rosa to watch as he tortured the man to death. But Rosa's punishment was designed to last forever. Her husband dragged Rosa outside in front of all the plantation workers. He tied her to a post, and then, with a machete, he cut off one of her legs. Not a clean cut, a brutal hacking that left her screaming in agony. He wanted her marked forever as an adulteress, unable to run, unable to hide her shame. But Rosa didn't die from the wound. Some say she was kept alive by sheer hatred and desire for revenge. Others say dark forces in the jungle took pity on her suffering and transformed her. Either way, as Rosa lay dying in a pool of blood, something changed. Her remaining leg transformed, the foot becoming a horse's hoof. Her beauty remained, but it became a weapon. Her eyes turned red with rage, and her hunger grew. Not for food, for revenge, for the blood of men. Especially men who betrayed their vows, who lusted after women not their wives, who treated women as property. Rosa became La Patasola. She fled into the deepest parts of the jungle, where she still hunts today. The transformation gave her supernatural powers. She can appear as the most beautiful woman a man has ever seen. She can mimic voices perfectly, calling for help in the voice of a man's wife, his daughter, his mother. She can move through the forest faster on one leg than any man can run onto. And when she catches her prey, she has several fates for them. Some she drains of blood, like a vampire. Some she drives insane, and they wander the jungle forever, screaming. Others she leads deeper and deeper into the forest, until they're hopelessly lost, then abandons them to die of starvation or be eaten by jaguars. But the cruelest fate is for the worst offenders. She seduces them, makes them fall in love with her, and just as they reach for her embrace, she reveals her true form and tears them apart with superhuman strength, her hoofed leg crushing their skulls. La Patasola became the spirit of the forest's revenge, a warning, and a reality that Colombian men still whisper about when they venture into the jungle alone. La Patasola hunts across all of Colombia's forested regions, but especially in the coffee-growing zones of the Andes, where mist and dense vegetation create perfect ambush terrain. Her hunting method is consistent and terrifying. She waits for men to be alone, truly alone, deep in the forest where help cannot reach them. She has multiple forms. Sometimes she appears as a beautiful young woman, lost and crying. Other times she takes the form of an older woman, a mother figure asking for help finding her children. She can even appear as a man's own wife or lover, calling his name from the mist. Her shapeshifting is perfect, her mimicry flawless. But there are signs. If you know what to look for, you might survive. First, no matter what form she takes, she's always barefoot, always. Even in rocky terrain, where that would be impossible. Second, animals flee when she's near. The jungle goes silent, birds stop singing, insects stop chirping. If you're in a Colombian forest and suddenly everything goes quiet, you run. Third, and most reliable, if you see a beautiful woman alone in the jungle, look at her reflection in water or glass if possible. Her reflection shows her true form, one leg, red eyes. The monster she truly is. Mirrors don't lie. La Patasola specifically targets certain men. Hunters who kill animals wastefully or disrespect nature. Men who cheat on their wives. Men who abuse women. Loggers who cut down sacred trees. She's not random. She's selective. A moral enforcer with a taste for blood. If she marks you as prey, escape is nearly impossible. She can hop faster on one leg than a man can sprint on two. She knows every trail, every hiding spot. The jungle is her domain, but there are defenses. Carrying a cross or praying can weaken her power. Some say singing religious hymns confuses her. And if you're pure of heart, truly faithful to your wife, respectful of nature, she might let you pass. Modern sightings continue. In 2017, a coffee farmer in Caldas reported seeing a beautiful woman on his plantation at dawn. She asked for water. He gave it to her. As she drank, he noticed she was standing on one leg. The other was hidden in the coffee plants. He made an excuse and ran. When he returned with other workers, they found a single hoofprint pressed deep into the soil. In 2020, a biologist conducting research in a national park heard a woman calling for help. His local guide grabbed him and pulled him back, refusing to investigate. The guide said, "That's La Patasola. If we go to her, we don't come back." They left the forest immediately. Colombian rural communities still teach children about La Patasola. Mothers warn their sons, "Be faithful, respect women, respect the forest, because she's watching, always watching." From the shadows of the jungle, one red eye glowing in the darkness, La Patasola represents something profound. She's the revenge of the wronged woman, the punishment for unfaithfulness, the guardian of the forest against human greed. In a culture where machismo once ruled and women had little power, La Patasola became the equalizer, the monster that made men afraid. And in Colombia's vast unexplored jungles, where thousands of square miles remain untouched by civilization, she hunts still, beautiful, deadly, one-legged, eternal. So if you ever find yourself alone in a Colombian forest and you hear a woman calling for help, remember, look at her feet, check for a reflection, and if the jungle falls silent around you, run, because La Patasola only lets those escape who she wants to spread her legend. The rest are never seen again.